Imagine going about your day doing what everyone else does without much thought. According to German philosopher Martin Heidegger, this way of living is called being absorbed in the they, or das Man. The they in this instance is like a faceless crowd. It's the collective ideas, trends, and behaviours that everyone follows without really thinking about it. In this mode, we tend to forget about our own individuality and just blend into what everyone else is doing. Instead of making your own choices, we end up doing things just because everyone else does them. You might wear certain clothes, adopt certain ideas, and engage in specific activities because that's what's popular or expected. While this everyday way of living might seem normal, Heidegger argues that it's not ideal for discovering your true self. In fact, it can make you feel disconnected from who you really are. He calls this being inauthentic, because you're not fully expressing your unique self. So, while living this way might feel comfortable and safe, deep down you might feel like something's missing. Heidegger suggests that humans are distinct from animals and objects because we have a unique way of existing in the world. Unlike animals, we have self-awareness and consciousness, allowing us to reflect on our place in the world and actively engage with it. This active engagement with our surroundings distinguishes human existence from mere presence. He calls this human existence Dasein, which means their being in German, emphasizing our connection to the world. By understanding that we can think about ourselves and make choices, we can be true to who we really are and follow what matters to us. Being authentic means actively shaping our lives and the world, living by what we believe in. Martin Heidegger was born in Germany in 1889 and is one of the most influential philosophers of the 20th century. While he rejected traditional religious faith during his university years, he embraced a philosophical existential worldview. His notable works include Being and Time, The Question Concerning Technology, and The Origin of the Work of Art. In this video, we'll explore how to embrace your authentic self from the philosophy of Martin Heidegger. Number 1. Choose freely. Heidegger says, we should never allow our fears or the expectation of others to set the frontiers of our destiny. For Heidegger, one of the reasons for the loss of authenticity is the way we engage in the life of the world. The very essence of our intervention in the world's natural rhythms is the desire for technological development and providing a more comfortable way of life. From this perspective, nature is nothing but a mere resource or source of energy that we can use for our own purposes. To put it another way, we can say that all things around us can be considered or evaluated not as things in themselves, but as products, opportunities to become rich or famous. Moreover, this perspective can be transferred to personal relations that, in this light, can be seen as another form of money or product exchange. Anyone can be turned into an object of our interest or manipulation. Everything becomes economical, from the value of a friendship to one's career, to transforming a beautiful river into a hydroelectric power plant. Even our jobs are often disconnected to any higher meaning other than money-making. Regarding the world solely as a means to fulfill our economic goals can result in the instrumentalization not just of others, but also of our own selves. This mindset mechanizes our daily lives, shaping our motivations and perspectives, and thus we unconsciously adopt external ideas, values, and behavioral norms, ultimately living an inauthentic life. For Heidegger, the very ground of this instrumentalization of the world and people is the loss of the most important question of the whole of human civilization. What does it mean to exist? Instead of thinking about deeper meanings, we focus on practical things like making money or being successful. Heidegger believes that when we forget to ask this big question, we lose touch with what it really means to be alive and connected to the world. To be authentic, according to Heidegger, we need to break free from this routine and rediscover ourselves. Heidegger says this process happens when we listen closely to our conscience, and not just in a moral sense, but also in a way that helps us understand our strengths and abilities. This means paying attention to our deepest desires, beliefs, and intuitions, and allowing them to inform our choices and actions, rather than being dictated by societal norms or external influences. For example, in college, counselors help students figure out what they're good at and what they're interested in. They encourage students to find their true calling, which is exactly what Heidegger is talking about. This moment of clarity about ourselves is what he calls the moment of vision. And when we have our moment of vision, we're able to act in a way that's true to who we really are. Number 2, practice resoluteness. According to Heidegger, the primary thing that's revealed with resoluteness is Dasein. Once we have this clear vision, Heidegger says we need to be resolute. That means sticking to our true selves and our unique approach to life. When you have a big dream or goal, like becoming an artist, a scientist, or making the world a better place, it's often more than just a passing fancy or a fleeting ambition. It's something that stirs your soul, ignites your passion, and fills you with a sense of purpose. Being resolute about this dream means that it's not just a casual interest or a temporary whim. It's a profound commitment that runs to the core of your being. Imagine you've always had a burning desire to become an artist. It's not just about doodling in your sketchbook or painting for fun. It's about expressing yourself, capturing the beauty you see in the world, and sharing it with others. Your commitment to this goal isn't something you take lightly. It's deeply ingrained in who you are as a person, reflecting your values, your aspirations, and your identity. Being resolute means that no matter what obstacles or challenges come your way, you remain steadfast in your pursuit of your goal. You don't give up at the first sign of difficulty or let setbacks deter you from your path. No, you face them head-on, drawing strength from your unwavering commitment and determination. For example, let's say you encounter financial difficulties that make it hard for you to pursue your artistic dreams full-time. Instead of abandoning your goal altogether, you find creative solutions like working part-time jobs to support yourself while still dedicating time to your art. Your resoluteness keeps you focused on your ultimate objective even when the road ahead seems daunting. Moreover, being resolute means that your commitment isn't just about achieving success or reaching a particular milestone. It's about the journey itself. The process of growth, learning, and self-discovery that comes with striving for your dreams. You embrace the ups and downs, the triumphs and failures, knowing that each experience brings you closer to realizing your vision. In essence, being resolute about your dreams or goals is about embodying a deep and unwavering commitment to something that speaks to your soul, propelling you forward with purpose and determination regardless of the challenges you may face along the way. Number 3. Recognize facticity. In the words of Heidegger, facticity is that which defines our situation, our historical and social context, and the limitations imposed upon us by our existence. In Heidegger's philosophy, facticity refers to all the aspects of our lives that we don't choose but are given to us, like our upbringing, culture, social environment, and personal history. These factors shape who we are and influence how we perceive the world and ourselves. Authenticity, on the other hand, is about recognizing and accepting these circumstances without letting them completely define us. It means understanding that while our background and surroundings influence us, they don't determine our true essence or potential. Instead of being confined by our past or societal expectations, authenticity involves acknowledging these factors while also striving to rise above them. Imagine someone born into a wealthy family. They might have many advantages in life, like going to a good school or having nice things. But being authentic means they need to think about how their rich background affects the way they see the world and the choices they make. For example, instead of just doing what everyone expects of them because they come from a wealthy family, they might decide to pursue their own passions and values. They might choose a career that they truly love, even if it's not the most prestigious or well-paid job. So for them, being authentic means being true to themselves and their own beliefs, rather than just going along with what's expected because of their family's money. Similarly, let's say there's someone who comes from a community where people face discrimination or have fewer opportunities. Even though they might have a tough time because of where they come from, being authentic means they don't let that hold them back. For example, imagine a young person from a marginalized community who dreams of becoming a scientist. Despite facing obstacles like lack of access to resources or discrimination, they work hard to pursue their passion. They refuse to let society's limitations define who they are or what they can achieve. Instead, they stay true to themselves and their goals, striving to overcome challenges and make a difference in the world. That's what it means to be authentic, to believe in yourself and your abilities, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about striking a balance between acknowledging our past and surroundings and charting our own path forward. Number 4. Embrace being in the world. Heidegger once wrote, "Being in the world means being ahead of oneself in one's finding oneself, already on the way towards oneself as being with others." While Heidegger is widely regarded as one of the most influential existentialists of the last century, his perspective diverges from multiple traditional existentialist views. While existentialism often emphasizes the freedom of the individual to define their existence independently of societal or historical influences, Heidegger introduces the concept of being in the world to highlight the inherent interconnectedness of human existence with specific contexts, cultures, and historical epochs. According to Heidegger, our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world doesn't come from isolation, but rather it's shaped by the events, cultures, and structures of the past, as well as the dynamics of present society. By embracing this contextual understanding, we can gain insight into the deeper meaning of our lives and our interconnectedness with the world. To embrace being in the world, according to Heidegger, involves recognizing and fully engaging with our immediate surroundings, relationships, and experiences, rather than seeing ourselves as isolated individuals. For Heidegger, finding meaning in life comes from how we engage with the world around us, which he calls care. Heidegger's concept of care goes beyond the traditional notion of simply looking after others, and instead encompasses a deep engagement with our surroundings and a profound sense of responsibility towards them. It involves understanding how our actions impact not just ourselves, but also the world around us, including other people, nature, and society as a whole. This idea of care is not about blindly conforming to societal norms or following rules imposed by others. Instead, it emphasizes a thoughtful and reflective approach of living, where we consider the broader implications of our choices and behaviors. One example of Heidegger's concept of care in action can be seen in environmental activism. Environmental activists critically examine societal norms and challenge conventional practices that harm the environment. They understand how human actions impact not only themselves, but also the broader world, including ecosystems, wildlife, and future generations. By advocating for sustainable practices, conservation efforts, and environmental policy changes, they demonstrate care by actively engaging with and preserving their surroundings. Being in the world also entails fully living in the present moment and current experiences. Rather than moving through life on autopilot, Heidegger encourages us to be present in each moment, paying attention to the sights, sounds, and sensations of our environment. This mindfulness allows us to appreciate the richness of everyday experiences and deepen our connection to the world. For instance, imagine sitting in a peaceful garden and immersing yourself in the sights, sounds, and sensations of nature. Being authentic in this moment means embracing the present experience without letting worries or distractions pull you away from the beauty and tranquility of the environment. From simple interactions with others to mundane tasks and activities, every moment presents an opportunity to engage with being in the world. By valuing these everyday experiences, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection and authenticity in our lives. Additionally, Heidegger emphasized the essential role of relationships in shaping our understanding of ourselves and the world. Being with others is central to being in the world, emphasizing the importance of fostering meaningful connections and engaging in authentic relationships with those around us. On a practical level, this point can be understood as attention to our neighbors. Imagine that you live in an apartment with lots of neighbors. Of course, you can ignore them and try to live isolated in your own apartment. However, sooner or later, you'll face challenges that you cannot solve on your own, like needing to replace a light bulb after the stores have closed, or trying to find a missing cat. If instead of trying to ignore your neighbors and trying to isolate yourself from them, you'd created or joined a WhatsApp group for the whole block, you would have been able to slowly build and develop relationships and be in a much better position to ask for their help when you need it. This image of the neighborhood can be extended to our general position in the universe. There's no issue of the environment or other people that can be seen as unimportant or distant from our own life. We're connected by an invisible bond of being that forms the destiny of the whole universe. Overall, Heidegger's philosophy encourages us to embrace being in the world by acknowledging our interconnectedness, engaging fully with the present, appreciating everyday experiences, and nurturing meaningful relationships. Through this approach, we can cultivate a deeper sense of connection, authenticity, and fulfillment in our lives. Number 5. Practice being towards death. In our final quote from Heidegger for this video, he says, "Being towards death is not a question of the last hour. Instead, it is an essential element of the being of Dasein." Heidegger's concept of being towards death in his seminal work, Being and Time, is about how we face our own mortality and how it shapes our lives. Imagine you're going about your day doing your usual stuff like hanging out with friends, scrolling through social media, or studying. Everything seems fine and normal, but then, out of nowhere, you start feeling anxious. It's like a sudden feeling of unease or worry. This is anxiety, and according to Heidegger, it happens when you suddenly realize that the things around you, the people, the activities, everything that used to seem important or interesting has lost its meaning. It's like the world around you becomes dull and nothing seems appealing anymore. This feeling of anxiety comes from a deep realization that you're actually alone in the world and that you are going to die someday. It's like a reminder of your own mortality, and it can be pretty scary. Even though anxiety can be really unsettling, we're pretty good at ignoring it or distracting ourselves from it. We might turn to our phones or friends or bury ourselves in work to avoid facing that uncomfortable feeling. But deep down, anxiety is always there, lurking in the background, reminding us of our essential finitude, that we're mortal beings and that life is uncertain. Instead of ignoring this anxiety, Heidegger says we should confront it. He argues that human existence is characterized by an awareness of our own mortality. Unlike other beings, Humans have the capacity to reflect on their existence, including the fact that they will eventually die. This awareness influences how we navigate our lives and make meaning. Hence, understanding our mortality is key to living authentically. Many of us go through life as if it were endless, pursuing fleeting pleasures and material possessions without considering life's deeper meaning. Heidegger refers to this way of living as inauthentic because it avoids confronting existential questions about the purpose and significance of our existence. Heidegger encourages us to think about our limited time on Earth and use it to guide our decisions. Rather than just drifting through life, we should live life with purpose and intention. It means recognizing that life is short and that we should make choices that truly matter to us. For example, imagine you're at a crossroads in your career, feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from your work. Instead of ignoring these feelings or succumbing to societal pressures to stay in your current job, you decide to reflect on your own mortality and the finite nature of life. You acknowledge that your time on this earth is limited and that you want to make the most of it by pursuing work that aligns with your values and passions. Next, you evaluate your current job in light of this awareness. You consider whether it brings meaning and fulfillment to your life, or if it's merely a means to an end. You recognize that staying in a job that doesn't resonate with your authentic self would be inauthentic and ultimately unsatisfying. With this newfound clarity, you decide to pursue a career path that aligns more closely with your values and interests, even if it involves uncertainty and change. You accept the idea of staying honest with who you are and living in a way that feels real to you. This means you understand that life is short, so you want to make choices that really matter while you're alive. Ultimately, Heidegger's concept of being towards death invites us to embrace the inevitability of our mortality as a transformative force. By confronting our mortality, we're prompted to reevaluate our lives and align our actions with what truly matters to us. This awareness of death serves as a catalyst for authenticity, urging us to live in accordance with our true selves and values. It liberates us from societal expectations and external pressures, empowering us to make decisions that resonate with our deepest convictions. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our full Philosophies for Life playlist, and for more videos to help you find success and happiness using beautiful philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.